Well, good morning, everyone. It is 7:01 on this Thursday morning. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Channing Curtis.
And I'm Tim Pham. We have a lot to get to today, but we're starting things off with a look at your weather forecast because snow is moving back in. The snow not ready to take a break yet. I guess we are still in January, which, by the way, still feels like the longest month to me.
It really does.
Doesn't it?
It feels like it's like the 60th of January.
Right, it's January 60th. Just kidding. It's the 26th.
I would just wonder what February 26th is going to feel like.
Bring on February.
Yes.
Yeah, well, okay, we will get to February, but it is going to be quite cold. It is still the middle of winter, so yeah, we were bound to get more snow and more cold temperatures. This nice, pretty pleasant stretch of January weather wasn't going to last forever. Today being our last day, our next storm system already in view, and it's going to be dropping down through the northern Rocky Mountains, kind of out towards far northern Idaho and into western Montana in the next 24 hours. So there are winter storm watches in place mainly for western Montana, but few locations in North Idaho, including the Silver Valley and our mountain passes, 4th of July Pass and Lookout Pass. That snow is going to start very late tonight and by first thing tomorrow morning.
All right, we're getting to our big story this morning here.
Yeah, happening today, Governor Jay Inslee is expected to address state transportation legislation, including the North Spokane corridor.
So earlier this month, the governor announced his proposed transportation budget through 2027, but it didn't include funding for the freeway.
KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live near the freeway right now. And Brandon, many Spokane leaders are saying that the city just cannot afford any more delays. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tim Channing. And that's exactly right. And the timeline on when this project right behind me will be completed is a little bit unclear right now. The Washington State Department of Transportation initially believed that the project will be completed by 2028. Right now, several Spokane leaders, including Mayor Nadine Woodward, believe the date could be pushed back another 6 years without the proper funding. Woodward recently tweeted out that delaying the North Spokane corridor could cost Spokane businesses millions of dollars. She's hoping the governor takes notice and can make the decision to keep the freeway on track this decade.
Arguably the most important transportation link since Interstate 90 came through our city. It is critical infrastructure to Spokane. It would be a major, major blow to our economy.
I do know how concerned the Spokane community is about this. We know how important this is to the community. And I know sometimes people think, well, why Spokane? Well, it's all across the state of Washington. These projects have had to be delayed because higher costs, less money available, less contractors available. And I'm hopeful that we can find something to not have to do this delay.
So Governor Inslee's press conference is expected to start around 12:30 this afternoon. We'll be providing you updates throughout the afternoon as well, and you can find any new information on the KREM 2 News app. Reporting live in Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
Well, today the trial resumes for a Spokane man accused of killing someone for practice before murdering his ex-wife.
Nathan Beale is currently serving 32 years in prison for that murder and is now on trial for killing Andrew Bull. Yesterday, attorneys went into details investigators noticed in multiple surveillance video clips previously presented to the jury. Prosecutors believe the video clips capture Beale's walking route to and from the crime scene in downtown Spokane. A detective who interviewed Beale told the jury about a detail that stood out to him even before the interview started, the way Beale walked. So the detective described it as a duck walk, which was similar to how the person in the surveillance video walked.
As soon as he started walking from the police car towards the building, there was an immediate similarity that I recognized as being close to that individual in the video. Specifically, the slight duck walk with the left foot pointed out. I was a little bit excited at that point because it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, whoa, this might be the individual.
Another Spokane police detective testified about the web searches found on Beale's cell phone. He says on 7 different instances, Beale's phone showed Google searches for terms including Spokane murder and Spokane homicide rates. The Spokane County Sheriff in the national spotlight on Capitol Hill. Yesterday, he spoke about the impacts of the fentanyl crisis in Spokane County.
Now, Sheriff John Knowles was a part of a roundtable for the House Committee on Energy and Commerce. The sheriff spoke on how social media platforms are contributing to the distribution and use of fentanyl in the state and Spokane County. Knowles says that social media companies are withholding key data that could help law enforcement gather evidence in these cases. He added that his office is finding it difficult to keep up with new platforms that drug traffickers are using to communicate and distribute the drug.
We need help to combat this. Our drug dealers are all too often allowed to operate in secrecy, and there is nothing that even the federal government and federal law enforcement can do about it.
The sheriff says social media companies' efforts to protect user privacy also makes it harder to investigate homicide cases as well.
So the sheriff's address on Capitol Hill comes as claims arise Washington morgues are running out of space because of fentanyl overdoses. But as it turns out, there are multiple reasons.
I kind of think like just the effects beyond COVID itself, but people delaying medical care, increased alcohol usage. I mean, all sorts of stuff like that has caused a pretty significant increase too of where we're seeing like more naturals, more people dying in their house.
Other reasons include a shortage of doctors who perform autopsies and deaths related to the pandemic. But staff at one Washington morgue says an increase in overdose deaths is also a contributing factor.